Hello and welcome to Hero Mode Audio Chronicles, episode 65. I'm your host, Curtis Hunt. With me again is Leeland Stone.
Hello.
So, I'm not sure, how long has it been since the last one was up? Are we off?
Couple weeks? No?
No, it's not. It's pretty good on time, I think, because it came out like last midweek or something like that. So it's not a big gap or nothing.
No.
So yeah, a bit of stuff's been going on. There's been some news, a few developments in our landscape of games and whatnot. Fucking Nintendo Switch got announced. I know you've been kind of in a tornado of what's been going on with you, and just kind of been catching up.
Well, I mean, I only seen the trailer for it tonight, but smart move.
I like it a lot. I think so. Yeah, give me your impression then. Yeah, going through what features you find interesting from what you've just seen only shortly. Why would you buy
the
it?
Controllers. The controllers was cool for me.
The Snap-on one, or
yeah,
the
Snap-on ones.
I like that a lot. And did you notice how it's not just the Snap-on, Snap-off part. So here's my guess. This is my guess at how it's going to be the setup. So there's a base unit that the thing goes in or out. So the screen and the console base. There's the slide-on controller, and there's the base controller. Because you notice it starts
with a square base with just the two sides on it.
Yeah, the controller that he's using first is the two slider ones on it.
Yeah.
And then he fucking pops it off of that.
But when he comes back and puts it on after, he has the other controller.
Yeah, he puts exactly so then when he puts the main full unit on, he's got a separate controller altogether that looks like an Xbox controller. So I'm guessing, it's no surprise Nintendo's got a bunch of different controllers for sale.
Gotta show them all off.
It used to be, I remember people talked about how expensive controllers were. The Wiimote, back when 360 and PS3 was the mainstays. Wiimote's only $40, and Xbox or PS3 controllers $60, $70. And it's yeah, but you need to also buy a nunchuck, and maybe a classic controller on top of it, and maybe now Wii Motion Plus attachment, and your fucking controller condom. And your steering wheel.
And your decals.
For a single controller kind of setup per player, if you wanted everyone to have the same ability, it's a really, really expensive fucking setup. It's the most, pretty ridiculous. But because it's broken apart, it's not a big deal. So, yeah. Do you think that Pro controller comes with the main box? Do you think day one you're going to buy it, do you think that controller's in the box?
No.
No way.
It's
separate...
going to have the sliding controllers.
Yeah, the square unit.
Yeah, the square unit, and then the console with the screen.
Yeah.
But I like how each of the sliding ones can also be its own little mini controller.
Yes, the classic controller setup,
Yep.
And that's honestly the number one feature for me, because I'm assuming that the classic virtual arcade and everything is still going to be
accessible.
Part. Yeah. So I want to be able to have that little fucking tablet to pop down and fucking slide the controllers off and play Contra and fucking
Super
Double
Mario.
Dragon and everything, old school 2-player local games.
Yep. Because
you got two controllers ready.
And I liked how if you had just two tablets, you can play 4 other games.
Yeah, linked up fucking team that's super exciting too. Because you think about you remember how big Mario Kart got with the DS? Because people doing local Wi-Fi tournament stuff. So now you can do local Wi-Fi tournament with console games. So people fucking changed gaming when Halo hit, and that was a big effort. Separate TVs, separate full-on consoles, wired up, cable run, But people did it for the gaming experience. So all Nintendo really needs when the Wii U launches like this is some fucking game that's going to make it worth people meeting up to connect their wireless groupings and start playing. And if they're smart, it'll be some fucking Pokemon game where they can actually meet up and full on battle in groups, or I don't know, man, but they need something. And usually Pokemon is they're testing IP for new game ideas apparently. You ever hear Pokemon Puzzle League?
No.
Well, it's a puzzling game like Tetris Attack or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But it's on I think it was on GameCube. But it's just Pokemon plastered on a puzzle game. You know what I mean? It has nothing to really do with Pokemon. It's just like a test for this type of game. This like demo. And again, Pokemon Snap, similar thing. Like the idea of a rail fucking like shooter, but it's photos. You know what I mean? Just make a Pokemon. Like
this is true.
So, and if there was a way for them to make like a kind of super Pokemon Go, where it's like Pokemon Go is this limited, you know, everyone's talking about they want battle mode and all this because like the fucking old school Game Boy Pokemon is still a more complex battle system than what's in Go. Right?
Yes.
The only difference is the Wi-Fi and like the location and stuff. So if they can come out with something now that it's a mobile console, can potentially have what Go has, and hopefully a more comprehensive actual like character menu set up, like actual game UI and stuff to do other than just, you know, this tap attack shit.
Swipe your finger, tap.
Yeah, and just this fucking swipe to catch, which is like you can still do that, but you do so much more. Like, so yeah, I'm stoked. I think it's like Nintendo are always able to fucking bring a new change to gaming that really actually like people end up catching up to.
I got a question. I didn't notice it in the trailer. Is that a touchscreen?
I don't know, but I'm willing to bet.
It probably will be.
Because I'm willing to bet that Square Jobby also has that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
In the middle.
Yeah. Potentially. But maybe not. Because honestly, like, what is it? As someone developing for games with touchscreen devices, a lot of times you just end up wanting just a controller. Like I found most people, unless they're like really specifically designing for touch, it's like you end up just using one because you can, or because, you know, or like most designs end up being like it's the equivalent of a button press. Like very few games are able to capture like that difference in input and make it make sense and feel like, yeah, this is a good idea to do. I want to be doing this in the middle of this game. But again, talking about Pokemon Go, that's why that was perfect. Like the walking around looking for it, because that's what matched with the idea and the game and the theme, the whole story behind it. So yeah, talking about gaming, something else I wanted to bring up. Game time lately has been much shorter. Like, I mean, I've even before being a dad, it was like my engagement loops for games I found getting shorter and shorter just because I didn't want to be playing games as long. But now it's getting shorter, not just because I want to, because it's a necessary fucking, you know, regimented amount of time.
To the day.
Yeah. And so much of it needs to be used for more important matters. So yeah, dad gaming has become an interesting strategy.
It doesn't exist.
There's very little of it. So yeah, like there was one day last week. It was funny. I had the house to myself. The boy and the woman gone for the day, and I was like, "What am I gonna do?" Ended up playing fucking Paragon for like 5 hours, which was crazy because it's like I never sat and played a game like that for fucking ages. Like, but at the end of it too, I was like, that was kind of fun. It scratched that itch. Like I felt like I don't want to play it anymore. But also, it's like, man, I wasted a whole day fucking playing Paragon.
Fuck it. Needs to be done for prime time.
Yeah. No, it's alright. And it's almost too, like, I find that part of the reason that, like, so we're talking about old games versus new games, like we mentioned, you know, playing old Nintendo games now on the new system. But it's that progression and that, like, building and achievement that's in the newer, like, design setups that seems to be, like, able to keep people's interest more. You can have a less fulfilling, or let's say less than like excitable interaction, but if you got a good amount of like building and development and gain and like sense of like achievement, that is like, I think right now is the biggest thing in gaming. Like, because some games are just that. They are just like, you're getting better, you're getting more. Like, you're acquiring. Like the tap games.
It's always a plus.
Yeah. Like, the tap games I find are like a real simple like formula. Like, alright, well, you gotta work so hard to earn little bonuses to make it easier and easier. But then it gets to the point where you don't actually even have to play it. Like, it just accumulates. It's just a thing you turn on and starts to say, yeah, you win. You win in gold. Like,
you win. You
right?
win.
And I'm wondering, like, how much, like, how far could you go with that? Could you have a game where you just turn it on and it's just this dude who starts going and killing stuff and getting loot and stuff, and as long as you got it left running, he's gonna be fucking...
That's clicker heroes.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, those
is that pretty much?
Well, once you level up and get your stuff to set going,
yeah, but that can be very like quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how it starts.
But then you just leave it.
But also, like, how far can you push it towards? Like, even clicker heroes, you gotta start clicking with a few, right? You gotta get it started, and it needs your interaction. But if you could just start game and just start winning and collecting, and there's nothing you did, it just fucking did everything on its own. Just like, so it was basically, as long as you left it on, it was like you're winning, and you're looking like, yeah, look at all the stuff I'm doing. I'm getting all these achievements and getting all this like score and shit.
Jesus.
Do you think people would be into it? Like,
some people would.
I think some people would love it. Some people would love the shit out of it.
But they're like, oh man, I'm doing awesome.
Yeah, especially if you could just like have a bunch of garbage for them to spend whatever they're getting on. Like, and even if it just
the game will just completely play itself. But then you're like, oh, well, you just picked up this item that can, like, do this.
Yeah,
but the game's still going to play itself out.
Yeah, you can go to the inventory and look at the items and be like, yeah, look, I got a broken egg. And I also got a nail and a sandwich. Like, and a puppy dog. And just all this retarded stuff that has nothing to do with anything. But you got 4,000 more to collect before you got everything.
I can do it.
Might try something like that. Because, you know, I like to think about these weird tests. Like, you ever played Desert Bus? Well,
no.
You probably never played it, but have you heard of it?
No.
So, it's actually a game developed by Penn and Teller. Like, the comedian magicians, you know?
Yep.
But it's supposed to be simulating driving a tour bus across Nevada desert. From, like, Las Vegas to somewhere.
Okay.
And it's a real time amount of time to do it. Like, the game is literally driving from these 2 points, but it's really that how long it takes to drive it. And there's no break. You can't, like, there's no way to treat the game other than actually sit there and keep it. Because, like, they have a thing where it's like the bus will always kind of start going to the left.
Oh.
So you always have to be there to correct it, kind of keep it on the road.
Wow.
So, and this other thing, if it starts to go off the road a bit and you get stuck in the sand, you have to call a tow truck. You call the tow truck, and it's all real time. Tow truck drives from one of those places, picks you up, and hauls you back in real time, like the amount of time it takes. So,
what is this called?
Desert Bus.
Desert Bus.
Yeah. Fuck. And so, yeah, the aim of the game is to drive the bus to the fucking destination, and it takes a long ass time. But people have had like whole marathons of Desert Bus trying to, you know, beat it, and people have done it, you know. But it's like it's a terrible fucking game. It's this horrible thing, but it's an interesting enough idea that, like, yeah, you know what? I just fuck with it for a minute, like test my patience for
the whole thing.
Yeah, like, and someone's gonna be like, I'm gonna be the guy who beats that. Like,
first one.
First. Yeah, exactly. That mentality. But I think it's fun too. Like, just as gaming in general, like, it doesn't need to be the same fucking formulas over and over. I want to see weird, like, stupid games. Like, I got a bunch of retarded ideas for games, especially with mobile, because you can, like, where it's touch, it's a totally different kind of set of rules. Like I was saying earlier, like, but thinking about it in the sense where touch is the main point, I think, is how you develop, like, newer ideas. Because most of the stuff you see, and most stuff I was interested in first, was always like, it's basically a Nintendo game, but the controls are not very good. Because it's a touch device, and it needs to do touch controls, which are shit. Because virtual controls are garbage because there's no feedback. I can't tell what button I'm pressing.
Yeah, I don't like on screen.
Yeah, like, I've played some decent ones. I've played some really bad ones. but it's just, it's a stopgap measure. It's working against the grain. It doesn't make sense to try and, if you put it on a console, like, why make a virtual controller? But yeah, fucking games. Oh yeah, talking about games. Have you been playing anything lately?
Not really.
No, well, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm
playing it on the go. Like
I'm trying to play Bloodborne.
Oh yeah, that's on my list.
Yeah, but I haven't really. I'm still like in the first stage. Like,
I got back into some Heroes there for a bit, and it's still a good game. I still like going back to it, and there's a lot of really cool heroes since the last time I played.
Oh yeah.
But the game that I've been most impressed with lately, Steven Universe, the cartoon?
Yeah.
There's a wicked RPG on mobile.
What's it called?
Attack the Light.
Okay.
It's like
Is that new?
I don't think it's that new. Apparently it was out on iOS for a little while, a little while ago, and now it's on Android too.
I think I've seen it before in the market.
It's like a Super Mario RPG or like style RPG.
Okay.
With like the action attacks and defense, and it's a real. What I love about it, it's like a super streamlined RPG. Like the way you move around the map, all it is like you swipe and the whole map moves. Like imagine like Zelda.
Oh, okay.
Right? Like you're looking at squares, but like when you swipe, you just move to the next one, and then the group just runs on the screen from whatever point. So you can zoom around the map really fast. And, has random encounters, has treasures and puzzles like you would expect in any, like, normal fucking, like, old-school RPG.
Nice.
And, solid strategies, too. Like, they break up the characters so that each of them have, like, different kind of... They're all different specialties, kind of, in a sense.
Yeah.
There's, like, a bank of power, and you spend those points every round across whoever.
Oh, okay.
Some people have abilities that cost more. Some people have ones that cost less, and like Steven is like the healer. He doesn't really have much attack power. And again, they actually make it work so that it feels like it could be an episode of the show, because all the statistics and the way the gameplay works actually matches up really well with the game setting and the show setting. So that's again something I found really impressive. Was it's like dead on to faithful to the, there's no abstraction between what they're doing and what the result is.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, she did that to that and show just how it's going to go down and equivalent.
Cool.
But solid RPG, quick, like streamlined, and like has like animated scenes, has the voices from the show, like it's full on, just like super solid production. It was a paid game. I got it on sale for like, it was 66% off. I think it was $4.
Okay.
But I'd highly, highly recommend anyone on mobile wants an RPG. It's fucking deadly. And other than that, we just finished up a game upstairs. Tested out some, and I posted this on Twitter too. Prototypes.
Series 2.
Series 2 prototypes on the way. I think there's about 18 or 20 something I got done now, so that's a third of the way, basically, till we got the whole second set, and then all the art. But I've been designing some stuff. There's actually again up on Instagram, just went up some of the concepts for some of the characters that are going to be featured. Some of the high cost guys that you've never seen doing shit to make the game go crazy. It's fun too. Like I've had fun testing out some of these new cards. Like they've been big changes to the way that certain things play, and there's new potential combos and abilities I'm seeing emerge, just like different dynamics. But yeah, more to come, and you might catch a glimpse, probably not really, but we're gonna be at the Burin Expo coming up soon. It's less than a month now. I think it's November 12th.
Yeah, so about 3 weeks.
Yeah, November 12th. 12th.
In Marystown.
Yeah, Murtown with the painted fire hydrants. Yep, so dirt out, catch us there. Come down, fucking get yourself some Ultra Clash play game. Also, if anyone's been following on social media, you notice you can now get Ultra Clash at Downtown Comics, and for anyone who's listening local, St. John, Newfoundland. Downtown Comics, you probably know it if you're around here because there's not that many fucking comic places. And this is one of the good ones. Well, they're all pretty good. This is one of my favorites out of all three of them. No, I think there's more now. I think there's more places after popping up that I'm not aware of. Because, remember you talked about...
there's one on Torby Road next to Addie's Games.
Yeah, well, Addie's Games is one example of places there's a new game spot,
Yeah. And then I haven't been down to fucking Midgard Gaming down here in Pearl.
See, yeah.
And there's another one here too. I haven't been to the new Netherworld.
No. See, I should ask all the boys. I'd say Netherworld would carry too.
Netherworld would, I think.
But so get yourself some Ultra Clash because if you likes having a coffee and a game, go to Mochanopoly downtown. They're also actually carrying Ultra Clash now, so if you want to drop in there and try it out, that is available. But also, that's a cool spot. Guys, owners are nice guys. I was down there earlier the week.
Where are you playing?
Yeah, I dropped down to get the boys, two of the brothers, to play a game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so then they got the set there for the shop. But yeah, it's a cool spot. It's really cool to see a spot like that in town actually working, because there's not many gaming spots that have managed to make a go of it downtown. And a friend of mine saying, it's something else to do downtown other than drink, which there's not much of to do at night, because it's open a bit later too.
Oh, okay.
And it's a good date location. That's what you see a lot of people going in there in the afternoon. Just go in, sit down, have board game. Because board games are kind of back now in a sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot more popularity. Yeah. So get your game on. Catch up with us on the social medias, the websites. Subscribe on iTunes, YouTube. Get us on Twitter @hero_mode. And I think that's about it.
Out.